still hear them.
That's great. That's
Nothing better than the sound of a child's laughter.
Ruining a podcast. Absolutely didn't. Made it better.
Oh,
So we just talked about on ours. I just finished with the two things where it was the 02 cent. No, I just finished with the almost car accident with Todd.
well, shoot. I don't know. Do you want to go on that, or you want to talk about Reggie?
Yeah, we could talk about Reggie.
I mean, I don't have. I don't know if I can recall. I have to talk to Leonor because I think he had a crush on her. He kept writing her letters.
Oh. All right. So earlier in the free content, you had talked about Reggie. You had brought that up. And
Yes.
we love to talk very well about the Supertones on this podcast. This is another time that the Supertones pulled one over on the old insiders. So we had upgraded our van. We went from the van that broke down in Georgia that Todd almost crashed. We went from
Who did you say the Supertones pulled one over on, Joe?
the insiders.
Sorry, I wasn't ready the first time.
So we had upgraded, and when we upgraded, we bought a tour bus, a tour truck. So obviously, if you're listening, you guys understand what a tour bus looks like. What we did is we bought a straight back semi. So what that is it was a like Freightliner, like semi truck, and the back of it was like 30 feet long, and it just went straight back. Like it didn't have a hitch. So it was like, it would be like the size of, say, like a ladder truck for the fire department. So how a ladder truck doesn't hinge unless it's in like Chicago or New York. Most of us in normal cities, like it's just like a real long straight. So you guys understand what I'm saying.
Like a box truck. It is like if you see those yellow Penske trucks, it was like one of those, right?
Yep, exactly. Perfect. So a yellow Penske truck, like 30 feet long. And Kyle, so we bought it off the Supertones, who had like,
what?
It was theirs. Yeah, it was the Supertones. So then when they upgraded and went to like straight like tour bus, we bought that off of them. And then Kyle, like, I think flew out to California, drove it back to his family's place in Indiana, I think. And then he completely customized the entire inside thing. And
Kyle did that.
Yeah. So he did a fantastic job. It ended up when you walked in the side, like the side door, you stepped up into it. Immediately to your left was a couch. Immediately to your left was a couch, and then across from that was a couch with an entertainment center like next to it. Above that couch and entertainment center was a twin bunk.
Okay, and was it like bolted to the ground, the couches?
Yes, everything was like, everything was bolted. No, nothing moved. So basically you walked in, to your left was a couch, and then on the other side was a couch. Above that was a twin bunk. And then all the way to the back, there were 3 bunks, one on the ground floor, one halfway up, and then one towards the top. And those were all like queen size bunks.
That was for people that had special lady friends.
Yes. Yes, sir. And then if you walked in again and you went to the right, there was immediately to your right, there were 3 twin bunks that, same thing, 3 twin bunks there. And then across from that, there was a couch with a bunk above it. And then at the far end, we had another entertainment center, and then we had a cappuccino maker. We had coffee pots. We had all that stuff. So in total, it slept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It had 5 twins, and then it had 3 queens. And then each one of the couches, like people would sleep on that. So if we were ever touring with, like, Chevelle comes to mind. Chevelle, they hated being like in their van. So usually one of those guys would like ride with us and like sleep on the couch. It was more fun than like, sleeping like sitting up. If we ever
Yeah.
were like bands with like that, Jeffrey's Fan Club, they would like come in, the Skeletones, like those guys would like crash on our couches and stuff. So there were always people on the couches as well. And so what we did was, so we bought this off of the Supertone, so we get it, and Kyle was driving it for a while, and it got to the point where, we're doing these big long drives, and here he is, obviously he's our guitar player, so he was getting tired at shows, things like that, and we were like, this just doesn't make sense. We need to hire a driver.
Did you have to have a CDL to drive it?
Yes.
It had was it automatic?
It was not automatic.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
So did Kyle have a CDL?
He did. He did. And it had air brakes and all that stuff. So like you had to get all that certification.
Yeah, and like a non-automatic like commercial vehicle, it's got like 18 gears that you have to get through.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to be like a truck driver to drive this thing. Mm-hmm. And so the Supertones, we had asked them, we're like, well, who do you recommend? Do you know anybody who could drive it? And this was honest to God what they did. They were like, yeah, we had a fantastic driver. His name was Reggie. We'll give him you his number. So they gave us his number. We call Reggie. Reggie's like this hippie dude, lived at Japuza, like total hippie. If you want to know,
long hair, beard. Everything.
Yeah, he looked like the character from Zootopia that Tommy Chong plays, like the goat at the nudist colony, the goat that like runs the front desk. That is what Reggie looked like. That he was the real life version of that guy. Talked like him too. Talked like Tommy Chong. I mean, he was a hippie back in the day.
Yeah,
and so Supertones tell us, hey, this guy's a great driver. So we hire him sight unseen. He shows up. We're like, oh my gosh. Like the first night we get in our hotel room and he just comes into like one of our hotel rooms. We're all in there like kind of eating pizza and stuff. We're like, hey, Reggie, what's up? He just takes off his shoes, starts washing his feet. He always wore like sandals, like Jesus sandals.
Yeah.
He just starts washing his feet in one of the sinks in the hotel room. And he's leaving like the sink looks like you just washed a pig. I mean, the sink is covered in like mud. And he's just washing his feet and he's kind of talking to us. And again, we're like eating and we're like, what is this guy doing? And Kyle's like, Reggie, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm washing my feet, man. And it was absolutely disgusting. So he like rinses him off, grabs a towel, that whoever's room that was, grabs a towel, dries his feet off, puts the towel.
Was there a bathtub? Like he could have done this in the tub.
He could have done it in the tub.
Okay.
But he did it in the sink. And then used like a towel to dry them and then put the towel back on the rack.
What?
Yeah. The towel looked as though he didn't even wash his feet. Like the towel was like covered in dirt. He walks away from the sink. The sink is like draining slowly. It's got like chunks of mud and dirt in it. It was bizarre. So,
oh my gosh,
this is our new driver. So he gets lost on certain trips. He gets lost was just a normal thing. I remember driving around Seattle and we could not leave that city. We were like driving back and forth from an island, like some island off of the like coast of Washington.
Yeah.
We were on that bridge back and forth probably 3 times. he did not know how to like get off the island and then continue down like the 405.
And to be fair, this is before GPS existed. I mean, it existed
Correct.
like in a military sense, but not for
Correct.
common people.
Correct.
We had MapQuest and an atlas.
Right.
And MapQuest was like later. It was like 3 years into us all being signed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would. I mean, you guys probably did the same thing. You'd go to like AAA and get the triptychs. Did you ever do those?
We were not that smart.
Oh.
No, like the promoter would give you directions. They'd be like, you're coming in on I-81. You want to get off at this exit and you turn left here. We'd make, we'd make a tour book. So we had instructions.
Right.
And we had an atlas. But like, if you get lost, you're asking for help. That was how it was.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. And
I love it now. I hated asking for directions.
I know.
I love when old people are telling you
for directions now.
No.
Okay.
I hated it, but like I love now when you're talking to somebody, a baby boomer, someone my parents' age, and they'll tell you all of the directions. Like,
yes,
I could just type it into my phone.
Yeah,
they don't care. I love it when they tell you.
All I need is the address. I need is the address.
All I need. I don't care about turning right at the red house. I'm not gonna do it.
Nope. Yeah, the two big pines. Whenever I would go up to my dad and stepmom's house, their directions were my stepmom would write the directions and it would say, "Turn at my beautiful big pine." And it was this pine tree that my stepmom like fell in love with when they first moved up there. And I'm like, there's 10,000 pine trees. Like, I don't know which one is your pine that you fell in love with. Now I know which one it is because now I know where to turn, but holy smoke.
Yeah.
So anyway, Reggie, making a short story long, Reggie drives for us. I mean, it is awful. We're late to shows. We're lost all the time.
At least a year he was your driver. I remember.
Yeah. And it was
how long?
I would probably say 6 to 8 months. It was a half a year to about 8 months that he was our driver. And it all ended with, I want to say we were in New Orleans, but I'm not positive. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the God's honest truth on the health of my children. We pulled into a parking lot. Mm-hmm. And there was a parking lot for the club, and we pulled into it. And then there was a parking lot next door. The two were separated by a 3-foot wall. And this wall was made with railroad ties. And so it was about 3 feet, maybe more, maybe 4. I mean, it was like from the ground up to my hip. And so Reggie like pulls in this parking lot, and we're all in the back of the tour bus. He pulls in the parking lot and he starts driving, and then he sees that he wants to go to the other parking lot. He drove off of that.
Oh my gosh.
So we are in the back of this Penske box truck, and he drives off this 3-foot embankment, this 3-foot cliff. And we flew like in the back. If you have ever seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid, when the Wimpy Kid and Rowley are like flying around in the back of the loaded diaper van, that's what we looked like. We hit the ceiling. We were like zero gravity.
Oh my gosh.
Hit the ceiling. The truck, like, it was like a car accident. I mean, we just took a semi off a 3-foot, and
How fast was he going?
Probably 5 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it ripped the box. So the box is bolted to the frame of the semi.
Yeah.
It ripped the box off of the frame.
And you guys are in it.
We are in it, and it ripped it off. And so that night, like we're like, that's it. What the? We're going crazy. So John Hale like is probably at the bottom of all of us because we're now like in a pile in the back. We thought we had gotten in a car accident. We thought we were hit by a train. We didn't know what had just happened.
Yeah. Were you asleep when it happened or awake?
No, we were awake, but we're just kind of
Okay.
we're just chilling on like the couches, like waiting for the tour bus to come to a stop in the club parking lot. And all of a sudden, we drive off this 3-foot cliff and smash into the ground. And it's chaos. And so we immediately, like, John gets out, Kyle gets out, everyone's just yelling at Reggie like they're going crazy. John's on the phone with Tim Tabor. We're like, get him out of here now. Like, Tim ended up like putting him up in a hotel, getting him a flight home, and he was gone like that night. And then
Wow.
Kyle was like, I'll drive for the rest of the tour. So
How much repair work had to be done?
a ton.
Oh
A
my gosh.
ton. They had to take it. What couple of bolts were left, they had to unbolt it. They had to pick the box up with like huge chains, set it back down, like re-weld it, re-bolt it, like do all. It was crazy. He cost us thousands, like
Oh
tens
my
of
gosh.
thousands of dollars worth of damage.
Insurance didn't cover it?
No, it didn't. It
Yeah.
didn't cover it.
I think it was the same for us. Like it was our stuff was insured as a school bus. Anything else inside was like,
Yeah.
who does this?
Yes, that's exactly right. And so
Yeah.
later, the Supertones, to bring this full circle, the Supertones, like they tell us, "Hey, how's Reggie doing?" And we're like, "Dude, we fired him. He almost killed us." And they're like, "What?" And they all start laughing. And suddenly something's not adding up. And we're all like looking at them and they're like looking at us and like Carson's dying and Tony's dying. They think it's the funniest thing ever. And we're like, what's going on? So finally, Carson, the great guy he is, says, dude, we were joking when we told you to hire
What?
him. Yes. They were
What?
like, he goes, we were joking. He's the worst driver ever. Well,
Oh
we
my
didn't know.
gosh.
We didn't have anybody to drive our truck, so we hired him. They didn't tell us it was a joke, so we hired him. And they were going on and on. They had as many Reggie stories as we had.
Oh
Like
no.
had to fire him. Oh my gosh, it was nuts. But yeah, so we ended up hiring this guy who almost killed us.
He drove the same truck for them.
He drove the same truck for them.
They fired
Yes.
him. So Reggie has passed on. He's gone to be with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I heard that. That was
Yes.
that was a few years ago, right? Like maybe 5 years
Yeah.
ago.
And my experience was Reggie was not an employee of Five Iron Frenzy Incorporated. He was just, he was your driver and he was a super cool, chill dude. So we were always just like, Reggie's so cool, man. That guy's such a cool guy. And then we'd hear these stories from you and just be like, that really nice guy that drives for you. I wish we could get somebody like that.
Yeah.
What was there not sometime he had to mail something to Twyla Paris and like
Yeah. I mean, he's
like
this
did like a Tokyo drift maneuver in the truck?
yeah. Yeah, he was this guy who knew everybody because through Japuza, and
Uh-huh.
he didn't care about couth or tact or anything. So here he is, our bus driver, and we would get somewhere, and yeah, Twyla Paris or like Michael W. Smith would be backstage somewhere, and Reggie just go up and like walk onto their bus, or walk up to him, just sit with them and catering and start talking, and everyone knew who this guy was. And it's just
Yeah.
that's just Reggie. He's just the old dirty hippie, and everyone rolled with it. But like nobody
Super
else
cool
would
guy.
do that. Yeah.
Bad
But yeah, he
driver.
was always, writing letters to people, and
Yeah.
everybody knew him. But
Mhm.
and on what's unfortunate is, I mean, it's unfortunate we had to let him go, but it was kind of like enough was enough.
Right.
But the thing that stinks is like when you're young and you don't know how to deal with like breakup and you don't know how to deal with like business and that stuff. And so what stunk after that, whenever we saw him, we would see him at all these festivals and stuff because he was always at them. Like he would help with stage crew or he would
Or
be
drive for
driving
somebody else.
yeah, he'd drive for somebody else. And we were always seeing him. And so it was always like very uncomfortable. And I was too insecure. I wasn't wise enough to know like I wasn't smart enough to know that I could go up to him and just be like, "Hey, Reggie, how are you doing?" And
Yeah.
still be friends with him,
Yeah.
even though we had this situation that happened in the past. And so it just made it uncomfortable. Like I would see him and I would like avoid him and things like that. And that's what I'm ashamed that I did, nowadays. And then obviously like when people pass on and stuff, you're like, dang it. I think probably the last time me and him talked, I probably didn't talk to him because I was probably trying to avoid him because it was uncomfortable instead of just
Yeah.
talking to him.
Well, I don't know. I think that's kind of that's part of my faith is I think that when people pass on, they're able to see that stuff, and I think they're able to understand why I'm sure he did understand. You guys were young, plus he
Yeah.
totally messed up, and he's just like, well, I feel bad for those guys. They've never fired anybody, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, now thinking back, yeah, at that point we had fired our first manager,
Yeah.
and
It's never good.
no,
Me as like the director of nursing that I've been for 6 years, I never like firing people. There are some people where I feel at times, this is important. This person needs to go because they're bringing down the morale or they're going to hurt somebody. But I still never take pleasure in it, I've probably fired like 50 people.
yeah,
But it's usually most of the time it's just like that person stopped coming to work and you just leave a message on their machine. Hey, if you want your job, give me a call. Otherwise, we're
yeah,
going to just assume that you're quitting. But, you know, but there's been times where I've had to fire people and like there was some dude at this nursing home here in town. Guy was ex-army and everybody was afraid he had some PTSD and had some issues that he had just dealing um, with his time in the army and so was having some social issues. And I kept trying to, to talk to him about being better and encourage him. And finally, he did something really violent at work, and I pulled him in my office, and everybody was afraid this is the guy that's going to go out in the parking lot, get a gun, and come back and shoot everybody. And I knew it, and I knew I had to fire him, and everybody else was afraid of him and afraid to talk to him, and definitely afraid to fire him. But I just said, "Hey, man, um, I can't undo this. You kicked a trash can around and you yelled a bunch of obscenities, and the residents are scared of you and the other employees. I can't. Like, I can't make that go away. And because of that, just because it's against our policy, I have to let you go. But here's what I can do for you. Like I care about you and I want to get you some help. I know you need another job. I think take a couple weeks off, go draw unemployment or whatever, and I won't fight it if you file for unemployment. Also, like get some help. Go talk to a therapist. Go to church. Find a pastor, somebody to talk to just about this. Um, but you're better than this, and I don't want you to be so caught up in this anger and this frustration that you have that you can't help people." And then I hugged him. I was like, "Man, I really am sorry for this. I'm gonna hug you because I care about you, and I don't like being the person that has to fire you, but I have to. And I want you to know I care about you. Here's my phone number. Text me if you need help."
he goes, "Are you
And
hitting on me?
yeah.
First your number, now you want a hug?"
And then I kissed him right behind the ear.
Just
Yeah.
deeply,
No, but
just
let him go.
deeply.
Everybody was flipping out. Like, did you just fire that guy? And I feel good about it. And there's people that I had to fire where it was not good. Where I'm afraid to go to Walmart where I live. It's Walmart's sketchy anyway, but like I know I'm going to see somebody I fired in there, and
Yeah.
I'm going to have to be like, "How are you?"
Right.
And it's fine if you're ready for that, but if you're just like, "Oh, geez," because I'm
Yeah.
that guy. I can't remember people's names. I remember faces very well, but I'll just be like, "Hey, dude,
Hey, you. Hey,
you,
buddy. Hey,
how are
buddy.
you?" So
So
that
you
on top of like, I think I fired this person. Did that go well? Yeah,
you
I don't
never had
wanna
to fire
go to
anybody
Walmart.
like it with a 5 iron? Like, you never had to fire a merch guy? You never had to
So,
fire a producer, an engineer, or anything like that?
we've had sound guys that we just didn't bring back for another tour. We had one sound guy since we reformed who, he he had a pretty bad temper, and he and Andy almost got in a fist fight on stage setting up for this show,
Jeez.
and, so I guess I did have the talk with him where I was just like, "Ah, dude," he threw a drum stool at Andy, and I was like, "Man, I I love you, man, but and I think you're probably the best sound guy we've ever had, but I don't know how to undo this. I don't know how to make this go back. Andy will not trust you." And it wasn't like a tour, it was like a 4-show run. So
Uh-huh.
it's just like, "We're gonna get you a plane ticket and send you home, man, and I hope you can forgive me for this, but and I hope we can stay friends." And we still are friends. He's such a great guy. And it probably was the best thing to ever happen to him because then he did sound for the Pixies,
Oh,
um,
nice.
some huge, huge groups. And he's such a great guy. He just had a bad day, and Andy had a bad day, and they ended up um, just kind of almost going to blows. But because
Jeez.
you can't get rid of Andy,
No, Lord knows we've tried.
so that guy's out.
Lord knows we've
Lord knows.
tried.
No, and I told you before, Andy is the only person in Five Iron that has not missed a show.
That is fantastic.
He's the only one of us that's not expendable.
Mm. What about the other Expendables? Did you ever
Yeah,
see
we're
those
all.
movies?
I have not seen one, and you know what?
Not
I've
seen
never
any of 'em.
seen any of the Fast and the Furious either. And
Neither
I
have I. I've never seen the
really
Expendables movie, and I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie.
let's just keep that going, Joe.
Yeah, no, at this point I am. My hooks are in. I was doing that with Harry Potter. Like, I'd never read the books, I'd never seen the movies,
Uh, the books are
and
good.
my youngest, Mia, she loves Harry Potter, and I don't know if she's ever read the books, but I know she loves the movies,
Uh-huh.
and, I got to the point where with my oldest, Ella loves Star Wars, so, like, me and her watch all the Star Wars stuff. Both of them love Marvel, so we watch Marvel stuff together, and
I've
I
never
didn't
heard of
have,
that.
like, that thing to, like, just watch with Mia, and so for, like, Christmas last year, I made her, like, one of those, like, little coupon books, and I was like, "I will watch all the Harry Potter movies with you. Like, I won't make fun of them. I'll be interested in them." And so that's what we did. So, like, over, like, a couple of weekends, we would knock out, a
Yeah.
Harry Potter movie a night or something like that,
No, by the
and
time you get to the Prisoner of Azkaban, they're pretty decent films.
yeah, I mean, it's not like I thought. I enjoyed them. I haven't
Yeah.
gone back to, like, watch them again. If she asked me, I
Mhm.
probably would. Um, but they weren't as bad as I thought, but they're also not as good as I thought. Like,
No,
I
it's not
don't
worth the hype.
yeah, like, it's a good story. I just don't
Mhm.
understand, like, the people that kind of I mean, I guess it was Star Wars for us growing up, and then, like, this generation, it's like the Harry Potter, like, you claim a house, and then, like, even my daughter has, like, a sweatshirt from, like, the house that she, you know, claims or whatever like that, and, there's people that, have the costumes and all that, so, that ain't it for me.
So in this town I live in Virginia in the Shenandoah Valley, they have a Harry Potter festival every fall.
Oh,
and
do they?
literally like 30 to 100,000 people descend on our town. And it's got a quaint little downtown, Stanton. It's pronounced Stanton. It's spelled Staunton. Um,
Mm.
so it's called they at first it was called Harry Potter Festival, and then I think Warner Brothers kept suing them. So it's called Queen City Festival of Mischief and Magic. Everything's
Seriously?
Harry Potter. Yeah, everybody dresses like Gryffindor. They hire all these actors to come in. They come in on the train. They dress like Hermione and Harry um and all the characters, Dumbledore and stuff. And it's we live close enough that we don't have to park. We just walk down there, so it's fun,
Yeah.
and it's super fun for the kids because they love Harry Potter. Um, because like I needed something to read to them, and I thought this would be cool. So I've read them. We've gone up to the Goblet of Fire, and I read it with like all the voices and speaking English accents, and
Oh,
it's so
nice.
embarrassing. Yeah, it's
It
embarrassing.
shouldn't
I
be
can't do it here.
embarrassing.
It
It
is
shouldn't
if
be
you heard
embarrassing.
it.
No, see that, I'm sure you're like me because you have girls and I have
Yeah.
girls. And I think to me, it's like you don't know what punk rock is until like the punk rock mindset until you do that stuff with your daughters. And like
Yeah.
you don't give a crap what anybody else thinks. So like when you're sitting there and all you know is you're just trying to read them that story or you're trying to do something with them like out around the town and th- that to me, like I love it. Like I love when my kids used to like, Dad, can I put the makeup on your face? Like dress you up like a princess, all that stuff. And then you got
Yeah.
like the tiara on and they're like clipping earrings on and stuff like that. It's like I'm 6'5". I'm 250 pounds. People are terrified of me. And like they're putting lipstick on me, they're putting eyeshadow because I'm just dad to them.
Yeah.
They don't know that I can grind bones beneath my beneath my fingers, and it's just dad. And to me, I just think that's so so punk rock, and that's the one thing that like I've always just thought is just you, yeah, it's just that feeling is just like, yeah, I
It's
don't
the
give a
best.
crap what anybody thinks. I'm
Not
doing
at
this
all.
because they're loving it, and
Yeah.
that's that.
It is the best. It is so sweet being a father to girls. I don't have the experience of having boys, but I do have my nephews and they're freaking knuckleheads. I don't understand how those genetics survive. I don't understand how those idiot people make it into adulthood. Because I was like that when I was a boy. I know I was throwing rocks and jumping off stuff, and every stick I had to pick up and try and smash on somebody. How did we survive as a species?
I don't have a
I don't
clue.
know. I don't
I
I don't
wasn't
know.
I wasn't like how I am now growing up. Like growing up, I think I was like a parent's like, you know, best case scenario. Like my sister and I, we never did anything. Like the worst thing my sister did was like sneak a Metallica tape into the house. I
Yeah.
think once she like talked back to my mom, and my mom like cracked her across the face, and that was the last time that ever happened. But
Yeah.
like I didn't do stuff like that. Like we were good, like Christian kids. We went to church. You know, like what we got in trouble for was nothing on other families' radars. And
Yeah.
then it took me joining a Christian punk ska band to devolve into debauchery and nonsense.
And especially starting this podcast.
Yeah. It took me becoming a lead singer of a Christian band to climb up on top of a bathroom stall and then try and poop into the toilet from 4 feet up. Like I didn't do that when I was 6 years old. I did it when I was 19 in a church bathroom, mind you. So like
Well, did you at least make the target?
I did.
Oh, good
First time I
job,
ever
Phil.
tried. I nailed it. Right in the old pickle barrel. It was like a
Right on.
Norton bomb sight. Um but yeah, so uh I don't have boys. I haven't raised boys. My sister has a daughter, my niece, so I've never had to deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
My nephews, I wanna murder them. I don't wanna hear about them. They're getting a little bit better because 'cause they're getting older, but for real, I would have to be like, "If you punch my kid again, I'm gonna throw you into traffic.
yeah,
You're gonna die. Don't
yeah,
hit girls. Don't
y-
punch my kid."
yeah. I can't remember the story exactly, but I do know at some point in my life, in my 30s, I do know I pulled a kid aside at my daughter's elementary school
Yeah.
and threatened him. Like I was a grown man, like I'm in my
You're a
30s,
big dude.
and the kid was probably 6 years old, and I can't remember if it
Oh
was at
my
church
gosh.
or at the school. I think it was at the school. And I was like, "If you ever touch Ella again, like I'm gonna." Oh, it's coming back to me. It was m it
It
was
was a
m
kid's bar mitzvah.
it was Mia, and it was her preschool class, this kid named Lucas. And this kid named Lucas was like an animal. He was a terror. And the
Yeah.
other parents were like scared when he was around, and he was just a super bad kid. And so we went in and we're putting the kids' gear and stuff like that in their like little lockers. And like Lucas just comes through like a bull in a china shop, just smashing through everybody. And I kind of hip checked him and got him off balance. And he like fell into like the little kidney table. And I was like, "Whoop, you okay, buddy?" And I like knelt down. I'm like, "If you ever touch Mia again." I was like, I forget what I said. I kind of know what I said, but I kind of don't want to say it because it was awful.
Because there's a statute of limitations.
Yeah, yeah. The statute's probably over. I told him I'd break his arm. I
Mhm.
told a 6-year-old child that a 5-year-old child, it's preschool, that I'd break his arm if he touched Mia again because he had hit her, and like she was scared to go to preschool.
Wow.
And yeah, it was something else. And here I am, this like grown man threatening to break a child's arm. Like, how nuts is that? But jeez,
I bet you adult Lucas remembers this, and he was like,
I'm sure he does.
and that is when I decided to become a priest or
Yeah,
whatever. He
yeah,
was like, I joined the Peace Corps and I save villages now
yeah.
because of that guy.
Yeah, he's got to be
Maybe.
14,
Or
15
he's in
years old.
or he's in juvenile hall and he's just like,
Yeah.
what I learned about threatening was from Joe Yergi.
Yeah. This
And that's
dude,
why I run juvie.
he hip checked me. He caught me off guard. He popped me into the kidney table and then just gently in front of everyone was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you okay, buddy?" And then just whispered in my ear, "If you ever touch me a yerky again, I'll break your arm." And that was it. That was
And
it.
now he
And that,
says that to all the other kids.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
who is Mia Yerke?
Yeah. He's like, "Don't worry about it." He just has bad dreams,
Yeah.
nightmares.
Yeah.
What? Oy.
So,
Guys, I think we're running out of gas.
oh,
We're at
no.
about the 45-minute mark of the extra Patreon mumbo jumbo. Reese, do you have
The
anything else you want to add?
extra level of pickles.
Yes.
No, I feel like we should talk more about your truck, but maybe not on this occasion.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I
'cause
mean,
I know
there's gonna
you
be tons of truck stories. Yeah.
yeah, you sold it to Fillmore,
Mhm.
and that's the last time I remember it because Fillmore went out on tour with us, and they
Yeah,
were
they got it. It was
they were
perfect. Like when we had it, it was perfect. It was set up perfect. And then
Yeah.
they took it, they gutted it and like redid it, and it was like weird. And I just
Yeah.
remember thinking like today's the day that the music died.
Yeah,
Like I just knew.
if you've seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the episode where they're taking a U-Haul and they're sitting in the back and grilling they're going to the Grand Canyon or something.
I've never seen that.
That's what it was like. It was like lawn chairs rolling around back there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we'll talk about it another time.
Couches and everything. Yeah. But Patreon subscribers, we want you guys to know it's we want to be able to reach out, touch you guys, talk to you guys, have you guys talk to us. Please get a hold of us, whether it's through the Facebook page, whether it's through Twitter, whether it's through, I don't know if you can get a hold of us through Patreon, however you can. Just shoot, just Instagram. I mean, I'm Jerk Yorkie. If you want to look me up on Instagram, I'm Jerk Yorkie. On Facebook, I'm Jerk Yorkie. Again, through all the different pages, get a hold of us. If you have a story, if you ever came to see us at a show and something happened, and you want to ask a question about it or whatever, we want this to be interactive, man. We want to be able to answer questions and let you guys peek behind the curtain of what was 90s Christian ska. And so ask those questions. If you have questions about other bands, the worst we could say is like, oh, we don't know. But if we know something,
Well,
hey, what's that?
There's worse things.
There are worse things I could do.
If you've ever heard of a band called the Orange County Supertones, there are worse.
I wish I hadn't.
So
Wish I
yeah,
hadn't.
we can.
So yeah, we can answer those questions, you guys. So get a hold
Reach
of
out.
Reese. Get a hold of me. I know everybody wants to get a hold of Reese. My phone doesn't ring. His is off the hook. The ladies calling him. Oh my goodness, nonstop. The ladies. Reese this, Reese that. Yeah, I get it, guys. I get it. I get it, guys. I was just the singer of the Insiders. I was a fart in the wind, right? Dove Award winner, no big deal. But anyway, if you have something that you want me to ask Reese, text it to me if you can't get a hold of him. He's next to impossible to get a hold of. I have his number again, no big deal. But anyway, get a hold of me, add to the conversation, all that stuff. We want to make sure that this is interactive, that you guys feel like you're a part of this, because you are, and you're supporting us, and we thank you and we love you for that, because it helps pay the bills. It's not cheap to run. It's not cheap to run a podcast. It can be, but it's not when you start paying all those monthly fees and you try and get the sound as best you can, and you need microphones and you need this and that, and the other thing, and you need booze, so
That's not cheap.
it's not at all, especially when you're 6'5", 249.
Yeah. You got a new jean jacket? How are you going to bedazzle it for free?
Yeah, guys, how do you think I'm going to pay for my new Jordans? You know what I mean? I mean, it takes your Patreon money for me to afford things like Jordans. So figure it out, people.
Mm-hmm. I have fake blood in my little Nas shoes. That's the kind of budget crap I'm doing here.
Yes.
So thanks, you guys. I want to point that out. Thanks for supporting us, and not like those other friggin' slackers that don't do anything. But also, I just wanted to point out I didn't swear yet. So
that's
I'm trying real hard.
There's going to be some people that are hurt by that.
I almost swore right then just to make a point, but
just to do it, just to knock your mom off her stool.
She's not a supporter.
Yeah, do it.
Darn.
Do it. Do it. Just say one.
Say a bad word. Just say a bad word.
Say it. Just say it. Just say one.
Schweiss. All right, we're out of here.
All right, see you guys.